what's up guys? It's Matt Stirling from MattStirlingFitness.com, and if you're looking for super efficient ways on how to build bigger arms fast, then this video is for you and you're gonna wanna try this workout. I'm gonna attempt to show you my hardest effort using rest pause sets, supersets, and this is gonna do a few things for you. Number one, the workout is gonna be shorter and very time effective. Number two, we're gonna be using some basic exercises that you're probably already familiar with, but making them harder. Number three, we're going to trigger a crazy hormonal response by extending our sets. 4, we're going to be using heavy weights, short reps, supersets, rest pause technique, and creating tons of muscle tension so that we can trigger the 3 things that initiate muscle growth: damage, tension, metabolic stress. We're going to do this with just 3 bicep exercises and 3 tricep exercises. All right, so I hope you're ready for battle. Let's do this. Superset number 1 is gonna be barbell curls along with lying tricep extensions, and I'm gonna have you do those on a decline. Now, the type of set that we're gonna be doing is gonna be the rest pause technique. So, what I want you to do here, right, and this is key, I want you to think about choosing your 10 rep max weight. Do your 10 rep max as many times as you can possibly do it. So normally when I tell people this, they'll end up doing 12 reps, 15 reps, sometimes 20, 25 reps with the weight that they thought was their 10 rep max, okay? So psychologically, this is key. So you're gonna do that. You're gonna take that set to the point of failure, whatever that is. Before you commence down to the next set though, you're just gonna take 15 seconds, okay, count that out. Timer will be there for you. I'm hoping you got your stopwatch or something, and then commence again. That next set, the same thing is gonna happen. I want you to, again, to take it to failure. So if you got a spotter for these, it's gonna be perfect. If you don't, then just go to the point where you're not able to complete another rep. So you're gonna do that, and then repeat that 2 more times, all right? So that's 1 working set. And what I want you to do is do 3 rounds of that, okay? So once you've done that whole rest pause set for the barbell curls, you're just gonna take 30 seconds, then you're gonna walk over to the decline bench using dumbbells. You're gonna grab your 10 rep max weight for those tricep extensions, and then you're gonna do the exact same thing, all right? So remember those keywords, take your 10 rep max weight and do it as many times as you can absolutely do it, okay? And then follow the same procedure with the rest pause sets. And then I want you to take a 2-minute break. We're gonna go on to the next superset. All right, and superset number 2. So exercise 1 of this superset is gonna be incline curls. What we want to do, again, is focus on some different intensifiers here. So you're gonna notice when you come to the top, I'm gonna have you think about holding a 2 to 3 second contraction at the very, very top, okay? And then also take note of how we are holding the dumbbell and supinating that wrist, okay? So here's the thing. This is also one of those things where I want you to think about extending the set, all right? So without dropping the weight. And how I want you to do that with these is we went from going both arms at the same time and then down to singles. So that little bit of going from arm to arm is just gonna get that one arm a few seconds rest and allow you to keep going. So, and as you're doing that, just think about still keeping that arm in flexion, the one that's down here resting. So this guy's curling, I'm still thinking about that max supination. So still think about keeping your elbow a little bit forward and keeping the tension on that bicep that's still extended, all right? So if you're doing that, you're gonna be able to extend the set, create more lactic acid, get a bigger pump in less time, all right? So you're gonna perform, again, your 10 to 12 rep max here, take a 30-second break, and then you're gonna go into the next movement, all right? So exercise number 2, seated dumbbell overhead tricep extensions, okay? So we're trying to hit the belly of the muscle here. You're gonna notice that on the first exercise, we have it so that you're angled pretty much here, and then on this next exercise of this superset with these overhead extensions, your arm is gonna be right up overhead, right? So we're really trying to elongate that tricep and work the belly of the muscle. All right, and superset number 3. All right, so these are 2 of my favorite finishers, okay? So exercise number 1 of this last superset, you're gonna be seated on the floor doing bench cable curls, all right? So it's kind of like a preacher curl, except your arm is gonna be a little bit higher up. You're gonna be in that fully contracted position, right? Where your arm is perpendicular to the floor. So I show you here in the video how to set that up. And then the next thing to it is that we're gonna be doing a 5-second peak contraction. You're gonna do those reps, go for your 10 to 12 rep max, take a 15 to 20 second break, and then what I'm gonna have you do is go into the rope cable tricep extensions. Now you'll notice on this one where I have Nubia and myself, we're standing 4 or 5 feet away from the cable pulley. To intensify this, I just want you to think about peak contraction, a 2-second isometric squeeze at the bottom of the repetition. All right guys, so here's the thing. So to set this up properly, this isn't your normal bicep rig, right? So we've rigged this up, but you'll notice to make sure that Nubia's arms are flat to the floor like so, right? I've just rigged this up a little bit, just elevated this because most benches are fairly short in a gym, right? So whatever, you just rig it up. I just want it to have your arms straight out, okay? So the next thing that's happening is as we're coming up, we're focusing on a peak contraction. So there's a couple ways that I'm doing this. For one, I'm gonna have Nubia come up and we're gonna hold for a 5 seconds. So you're gonna do a 5 count here, but most of the tension is when she is here. And that's not just because she's in a full contraction, that's also because of where the cable is lined up, right? So when this cable pretty much makes 90 degrees, right? That's when the tension is gonna be the greatest. Just the setup of this alone can make a big difference. So when she gets here, this is when there's the most tension from the weight, plus we're getting a peak contraction and holding the most time under tension here, you can relax. When the muscle is completely shortened, all right? So that's why I'm doing this. If you guys are wondering, hey, why is this set up like that, all right? That's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. For more videos like this, subscribe to the channel. I'm Matt Stirling, and let's keep taking your physique to the next level.